Hello everyone. Today we will learn about the KF51 Panther, Germany's new generation tank that is causing a sensation in the military world. With its advanced technologies and superior combat capabilities, the Panther has surprised many experts, including Russians. Let's explore the unique features and potential impact of this Black Panther on the modern battlefield landscape. Introduce. The Rheinmetall Defense Corporation has unveiled the KF51 Panther tank with numerous firepower and defense improvements, aiming to replace Germany's Leopard 2 series. The KF51 Panther tank's debut took place at the Eurosatory Defense Industry Fair in Paris, France, on June 13. German Defense Corporation Rheinmetall stated that this is a private investment project, with a goal of developing a successor version to the Leopard 2 tank currently in service with the German Army, as well as attracting orders from European countries. Panther was also the name of one of Germany's most famous medium tanks during World War II, with over 6,000 units produced. Rheinmetall has not yet revealed much information about the tactical and technical features of the KF51 Panther. The vehicle weighs about 65 tons, significantly lighter than current Western main battle tanks, and is equipped with a 1,475 horsepower diesel engine. The KF51 Panther's firepower is equipped with a 130mm smoothbore gun currently under development. Rheinmetall CEO Armin Papperger stated that the 130mm gun has 50% higher effectiveness and much longer range, compared to the 120mm gun on the Leopard 2 series. It can fire fin-stabilized kinetic energy penetrator rounds and programmable high-explosive shells. The tank is expected to be fitted with a 12.7mm coaxial machine gun and a remote-controlled weapon station, along with a compartment for unmanned aerial vehicles, Hero 120 loitering munitions, and some undisclosed missile types. Rheinmetall did not reveal the defensive capabilities of the KF51 Panther, but affirmed that the crew will be better protected than in the Leopard 2 series, thanks to a combination of active and passive defense technologies and reactive armor. The Panther's crew is reduced to 3 members: driver, commander, and gunner, due to the automatic loading system for the main gun. However, the crew can still be supplemented with a 4th person in the role of platoon commander or UAV operator. The KF51 Panther project was announced in the context of the joint German-French main ground combat system program being assessed as unlikely to achieve operational capability for another 20 years. Berlin and Paris have invested about $1.6 billion to develop a new tank model to replace the Leclerc and Leopard 2 series. Several major defense corporations from both countries have participated in this project, including Rheinmetall. However, German media suggests that Rheinmetall is not satisfied with being only a subcontractor in the MGCS program. Formidable abilities. Germany's Rheinmetall has unveiled its first new battle tank since the 1970s, the KF51 Panther, a successor to the Cold War-era Leopard and Leopard 2, with a name reminiscent of the Nazi-era Panzerkampfwagen V Panther that served from 1943. Rheinmetall is believed to have been researching a new tank at least since 2014-15, when relations between Germany and Russia became increasingly tense. The subsequent debut of Russia's next-generation T-14 Armata tank is thought to have added urgency to this program. Introduced at the Eurosatory Land Defense Exhibition in Paris, this vehicle follows the trend set by next-generation vehicles like the T-14 of having an unmanned turret to facilitate weight reduction and accommodate a larger main gun. Like the T-14, this technology is seen as an option for potentially developing the Panther into an unmanned tank in the future. While Soviet tanks have used auto-loading systems since the 1960s, now common in all non-Western tank designs, the Panther is the second Western tank after France's Leclerc to use such a system. The auto-loading system will allow the tank to load ammunition faster and reduce the crew size to just 3 to 4 people. Although everything is newly designed, the hull of the KF51 Panther tank is based on the design of the Leopard 2 tank from the 1970s. While the most modern tanks of Russia, China, and North Korea are currently equipped with 125mm guns, with the T-14 expected to integrate a 152mm gun in the future, the Panther has been more modestly equipped from NATO standards with a 130mm gun. In 1980, the U.S. Army had planned to integrate a 140mm gun for the M1 Abrams, but this never materialized. The Panther benefits from better protection than the latest Leopard 2 variants without affecting its weight, while integrating the top attack protection system, the rosy smoke/obscurant system, and digital NGVA architecture facilitating the use of sensors to detect enemies, making the tank more proactive against threats. The tank also integrates the Rain Metal Strike Shield active protection system. The Panther has higher mobility compared to existing Western designs, and will benefit from the use of Hero 120 ammunition, allowing it to fire at targets beyond its line of sight. The Panther's gun has been marketed as a 50% more effective than the Leopard 2 and provides a much longer range, while being able to fire both kinetic energy rounds and a range of programmable explosive rounds. Along with a 12.7mm coaxial machine gun, an optional remote-controlled weapon station will allow it to deploy ammunition, drones, missiles, and possibly even anti-aircraft weapons depending on the tank's configuration. It remains unclear how the Panther's debut might affect work on the Franco-German Main Ground Combat System program, but this may depend on how many Panther tanks the German army intends to produce and when. This tank could be seen as a stopgap until newer designs are ready for use, possibly not until the 2040s. The Panther is the first new Western tank developed since the Cold War, apart from the British Challenger 2, which entered service in 1993. With both Russia and Western powers investing relatively little in tank designs after the Cold War, the T-14 is a notable exception, although it has not yet been deployed in significant numbers. It's likely that the Panther's debut could spur new tank development in the US, Russia, and possibly in East Asia and European countries like Britain and France, which haven't produced tanks in recent years. Indeed, with the Leopard 2 and the American M1 Abrams initially developed as part of a joint program and sharing many design aspects, it's possible that the Abrams tank hull could be similarly modified in the near future in coordination with the German program and to ensure ammunition compatibility. Like the T-14, the Panther risks disrupting the status quo in the West and Russia, where cautious investments from both sides meant neither was ready to invest heavily in a new 21st century design. The Panther could well become the catalyst for a global tank arms race. Special point. Although delivery will take 15 to 18 months, weapons experts told Newsweek that this announcement will continue to encourage Western allies while allowing the Ukrainian military to plan appropriately based on their current weapons inventory. Previously, German-made Leopard 2 tanks and US-made M1A2 Abrams tanks were announced to arrive in Ukraine in the coming months. Earlier this week, Leopard tanks shipped from Canada arrived in Poland and will be heading to Ukraine. Paperger called the Panther tank the strongest in the world. The KF51 Panther debuted last summer at a military trade show in France. This Panther tank model is the successor to the Leopard 2 tank. Both the Panther and Leopard have 1,100 kilowatt, 1,500 horsepower engines. Jordan Cohen, a policy analyst at the Cato Institute, introduced the technological capabilities of the new tank model, notably its larger 130mm gun, drone launching capability, top-down protection ability, and 360-degree sensors. Meanwhile, the Abrams tank has a 120mm gun and weaker sensors. The Panther also weighs only 59 tons, lighter than the Abrams at 70 tons. Other features of the Panther include a drone container, day and night vision observation, and space for a crew including commander, gunner, driver, and an optional systems specialist. Cohen told Newsweek, "This is a clear signal that Germany is ready to send Ukraine the most advanced equipment in the context of a prolonged conflict." Previously, the Pentagon announced that the US is sending 31 M1A2 tanks to Ukraine as part of the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative. Compared to T-14 Armata. According to the German publication Bild, the Russian medias report that the T-14 Armata main battle tank has participated in the special military operation is a matter of deep concern. Bild's analysts comment, Russia's wonder tank, the T-14 Armata, is designed to bring victory to the country's army. The Kremlin calls it the best battle tank in the world. Back in December last year, many opinions suggested that the T-14 Armata tank would soon be used by the Russian armed forces on the battlefield, and now the prediction seems to have become a reality. The German newspaper continues to express concern about the appearance of this advanced MBT on the front lines, because according to their remarks, the T-14 Armata is truly a game-changing weapon. Build recalls what soldiers have described as a very unusual 50-ton armored fighting vehicle, seen for the first time on the battlefield at platoon scale. After experiencing a brief engagement, these tanks promptly retreated to the rear. But they will soon reappear for additional testing under combat conditions. Russia introduced the T-14 tank to the world in 2015, however, they have only been used in parades and exercises. Despite this, the UK Ministry of Defence calls the Armata a revolution in tank manufacturing. The T-14 Armata tank has a speed of up to 90 km per hour, an operational range of 500 km, it is equipped with an unmanned turret, and a crew of 3 is located in an armored compartment. Although it's an unusual design, according to Bild, when placed next to Germany's latest MBT, the KF51 Panther manufactured by Rheinmetall Group, the Russian tank still lags behind by a certain margin. Firstly, the T-14's weapon system includes various equipment, but it still lacks a drone launcher, an element that makes the Armata unable to match the KF51 Panther. The firepower of the Russian tank is still the old generation 125mm gun. The idea of increasing the caliber to 152mm is commented as just a pie in the sky, and clearly this gun cannot match the 130mm on the KF51 Panther. With new generation ammunition and the extremely high barrel pressure capability of the 130mm gun, the armor-piercing sub-caliber rounds fired by the KF51 Panther achieve 30% higher penetration capability compared to the 2A82-1M gun of the T-14 Armata. Not only that, Western electronic systems are still rated much higher than Russian products, especially now when under sanctions. Moscow has to lower requirements for processing chips. Finally, although the KF51 Panther was born later, it is already ready for mass production, with a factory to be built in Ukraine in the near future, while the T-14 Armata is criticized for not having overcome all its childhood diseases. Survivability. The Panther is designed based on the concept of breakthrough survivability, fully integrated, comprehensive, and weight-optimized, setting a new standard for modern defense systems. This system not only uses classical protection measures, but also relies on advanced digital architecture to enhance survivability both on and off the vehicle. This makes the Panther a reliable companion on the battlefield. One of Panther's outstanding features is its pre-shot detection capability, allowing it to attack opponents first and defeat overhead threats with the Rheinmetall TAP system. This ensures Panther's safety against attacks from all directions and enhances its self-protection ability. The ROSI smokescreen system, fully integrated into Panther's digital architecture, provides additional defensive measures and enhances survivability. ROSI helps Panther avoid detection and attack by the enemy, creating an impenetrable layer of protection. Active KE protection is one of Panther's most prominent protective features, increasing the level of protection without affecting system weight. This provides a perfect balance between defensive capability and combat flexibility, helping Panther adapt well to all situations. To ensure safety against cyber threats and electromagnetic attacks, Panther is fully enhanced in terms of cybersecurity and electromagnetic protection. This brings peace of mind to the operator and the combat team on board. Additionally, Panther is equipped with a range of reactive and passive protection measures, from sensor-based reactive systems, passive protection to protection against large-caliber KE and ATGMs. The top attack protection system, along with mine protection, will help Panther effectively deal with all types of threats. Panther is also supported by Rheinmetall drones, enhancing remote surveillance and attack capabilities, helping to strengthen the combat power of the system. Upgrade. This information was published by the press agency of Rheinmetall Group. The new tank is named Panther KF51 EVO, and it will be equipped with a 120mm gun taken from the Leopard 2. Development of a new generation tank based on KF51 Panther. The contract for developing and bringing the KF51 EVO tank into mass production is worth about €288 million. First, a new tank prototype will be manufactured and tested, paving the way for large-scale production. Rheinmetall will collaborate on this project with the Hungarian state-owned company N7 Holding Ltd., which owns 49% of the shares in Rheinmetall Hungary, the unit assembling the KF-41 Lynx infantry fighting vehicle for the Hungarian army. Hungary and Rheinmetall will jointly develop and prepare for the complete production of this new generation tank, the idea of which was first presented to the public by Rheinmetall at the Eurosatory 2022 Defense Exhibition. Unlike the demonstration version intended to use a 130mm gun, the Panther KF51 EVO for Hungary will be equipped with Rheinmetall's 120mm L55A1 smoothbore gun, which is found on the latest versions of the Leopard tank. The tank will be equipped with an automatic loader. In addition, its turret design will allow for the integration of Rheinmetall's 130mm gun in the future. The Panther KF51's crew,
the Leopard 2 battle tanks have been the armored backbone of the German. Its answer, the Panther KF51
subsystem operator
supremacy
it can also
on
be
the
used
battlefield.
as a mobile command post by
the Panther's generating so much controversy.
On August
to understand the reason,
the
we
Hungarian
need to
government announced its intention to participate in the
since
development
the late
of the
something
KF51
new
Panther tank
to
and their
face
production process
future
at the Rheinmetall
threats.
Hungary joint venture facility.
It was then that in 2016, Rheinmetall, 2 years later, the vehicle's overall design began. The goal was ambitious.
And enters mass production.
Mobility
the KF51 Panther main
and
battle tank
survivability without gaining World War II. Rheinmetall wanted to evoke
the outstanding features of the KF51 Panther tank. With superior
it was
combat
then that
capabilities and advanced
made
technology,
its public
the Panther
debut.
is not only a
Its
significant
appearance
step forward for
immediately
German
caught
defense
every
industry,
capabilities
but may also
of
change
the new
future
vehicle.
battlefield landscape.
Weighing 59
Although it
tons,
still
the
needs
Panther
time
was
to assess
lighter
its actual
than the West
effectiveness,
and a
the
range of
KF51 Panther has
500
clearly made a
kilometers.
strong impression
The
on
hull was
military
that of the
experts
Leopard
worldwide,
2A
including
130 of 130 millimeters, far
Please leave your
superior
comments
to the
below.
Leopard 2's combined with
Don't
heavy
forget to
machine
like
guns
and
and
subscribe to
persistent
the channel
attack
to stay
munitions.
updated with
The
the
Panther
latest
was ready to
information on
dominate
military
integrated
technology.
technologies.
See
Starting
you
with
in the next
protection, the
video.
German tank employs